WonderCon is over. What a 4-day experience, 3-day experience it was in Anaheim. I had a great time. I saw Stephanie there. Chris Gore did a panel that was wild. We had a good time in Anaheim. I woke up Monday morning. What did I find out? WonderCon's not going to be in Anaheim anymore. It's going to be in Los Angeles. This reminds me of a trip I took to Myrtle Beach as a child where my parents stayed together for the entire vacation and immediately divorced when we got home. You can't trust anyone anymore. This is Geek 360. Stick around. Hey everybody, I'm Tommy Bechtold, and with me, as always, is Stephanie Pressman. We got some crazy geek news this week. Let's get right into it. There has been several different fashion shows announced for Comic-Con this year. Not exactly my arena, but I wanted to keep this a little briefer. But I have to ask you, Stephanie, is there room for fashion at these conventions?
Of course there's room for fashion at Comic-Con. Duh! The fashion show last year at Comic-Con was completely packed. They turned people away, and it got so many media impressions. There is no way that fashion and Comic-Con does not go together. In fact, I think you might even see me in the fashion show. So, well, you'll have to get a front row seat, Tommy.
I've seen enough guys wearing the same shirt for 4 days to know that fashion doesn't always go hand in hand with Comic-Con, but I digress.
Things are changing. So in Marvel Madness news, AMC's select AMC theaters across the country are doing a Marvel movie marathon leading up to the premiere of Age of Ultron. They're going to show all of the films that lead up to Age of Ultron in the cinematic universe. So that means like 24 hours pretty much at the theater. You going to do it, Tommy?
That seems like a great opportunity to try some hallucinogenic drugs, because I feel like by the 24th hour, I'm going to feel like Iron Man, and I might try and jump through the screen. I will be skipping it, take a long nap, watch them all individually with cookies and milk.
I think I'm going to do it. So we'll see if I can take a camera along.
I would like to see that endurance test. Speaking of endurance tests, it's been a long time since we've had the Muppets on TV, but there's a little rumor that we might have the Muppet Show returning to primetime. Now, if anyone from ABC is watching, and I'm certain that they aren't, this is my advice to you. Just do the Muppet Show like it was in the 70s, a variety show, an SNL with puppets. When you tried to do that cool, jazzy talk show, Muppets Tonight in the 90s, we were scared. We were concerned. We were wondering why Gonzo wasn't being shot out of a cannon. Just do it the old way, all right?
Exactly. I'm super excited about more Muppets. We can't get enough Muppets. You know what else I can't get enough of?
What's that?
Game of Thrones.
Dang.
Game of Thrones is returning this week, you guys. Oh my God. Tommy, are you as excited as I am?
I am so excited. I love Game of Thrones. Blood, boobs, bashed in heads. It's got all of my favorite things.
Poor Oberon.
I'm gonna miss him. Yeah, I'll be watching Game of Thrones. I think you got to. You got to tune into that. You got to tune into more Geek 360. We got that coming right after a message from our good friend John Schnepp and Sweaty Nerds.
It's time to get sweaty. It's time to get sweaty.
Start over.
Sweaty, sweaty.
You want to get super sweaty? Oh my God, look at it!
So you want to start reading some comics, huh?
Hey, I'm John Schnepp, and you're watching Sweaty Nerds, the show that covers comic books, science fiction, special effects, fantasy, movies, video games.
Anything that gets you sweaty.
We're going to be covering, so check it out.
Activate.
Activate.
I remember seeing it in the theater, and it blew me away.
10 hours makeups, 5 minutes of shooting, and then like 4-hour removal. And that was a shoot day.
How awesome does this just look? I never really understood the character of Superman until I read this.
Absolutely one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. You have to see it because it holds up to today.
It's the best game ever. It is undisputed. You need to play this game before you die or I will cry.
I'm turning into something.
I think he focuses on the right things in sci-fi. I think some science fiction films get bogged down in showing you all this cool stuff.
Sure. Sweaty nerds!
It's all wedding, sweaty.
Sweaty Nerds!
We will watch it.
Only on the stream.tv and...
Sprinkle, 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 go.
Welcome back, and good gravy do we have some great guests today. I often lie about that fact, but this week I mean it for reals. We got these two guys coming in. You know them from Saving Throw. You know them from doing comedy in the LA scene. You know them because maybe they're your neighbors and you see them at Trader Joe's. Please welcome Mr. Ivan Van Norman.
Hello.
And Mr. Benjamin Dunn.
Hi.
Bam, bam, bam.
I
boys.
can't stop playing with R2's dong.
Oh, that is...
Why does R2 have a
I don't know.
dong?
That sounds like a thing between you and R2.
right,
Guys,
I'm
we
gonna
got to get
put
right into it.
All right.
We're going to boldly go where no man or woman has gone before, and that is fan-produced Star Trek fiction. I believe many men have gone there
I
before.
feel like a lot of people have
Yeah,
gone there before.
it was just a fun segue that I decided to write. So we've got this trailer for Star Trek Renegade that came out. I don't know if you guys were able to watch it. I certainly did. Is it fan fiction? Is it a pilot presentation?
Are they making money on it?
That's a good point.
If it's not, it's fan fiction.
Okay.
If they're making money on it, then it's endorsed property around Paramount. Or actually, not Paramount anymore. It's now
CBS?
CBS who owns it,
Yeah.
I believe.
But I don't know. You can argue that, like, what's his name? J.J. Abrams has made the best fan films of all time.
Sure.
Right? Because all of his stuff is just fan.
It's fan service.
Sure.
But it would not necessarily be fan fiction. Again, fan fiction is one of those things where most people, if they're going to be going through the effort of directing something, is because hopefully they love the material and they enjoy putting their time, effort, and energy into it. But I have to break it down by, is it making money for the kids or not?
I think that's a good point. We do have some legitimate Star Trek names in this, though.
That's cool.
Walter Koenig, Chekhov, Robert Picardo, that guy who was, you know, kind of always a little cranky. And then Tim Russ, who was in Star Trek and also is directing this. So it has those names as well as some legitimate actors, Edward Furlong, John Connor.
And you know what the best part is they're all adults who can make their own choices in life.
So you're
and theoretically don't have contracts that prevent them from doing what they're doing.
Sorry.
I just worked with these guys. They've produced a few things since then and written some things since then. And so I just worked with them on a pilot. And this was like the first thing they did together a few years ago, and it's just finally come through post-production. I think that it's going to turn out to be really great. Like I said, what I worked on with them was really awesome, so I think that this is going to be really good too.
Do you know what the budget was for it, by any chance? Do you know what they managed to work with? Ham sandwiches.
I believe everybody got Subway club subs. I know they raised money through Indiegogo and Kickstarter, so there's obviously some sort of clamoring for this.
Wait a minute, you're telling me that they double dipped the crowdfunding?
They did. They had multiple partners, so they better get tested.
I was gonna
I think they did multiple campaigns.
That's fair. And if they have the capacity to do so, then good for them. But all the more reason then crowdfunding would allow them to do something like that, because it doesn't necessarily mean that they are selling a product, because crowdfunding's the way that they do it is that if I just want to support a product or support a project, then financially they don't have to necessarily commit to. They're not like pre-selling copies.
I agree. I think to me it feels like fan fiction, but there's always money in crowdfunding. There's always money in the banana stand. My favorite segue I've ever written for this.
That was a good one.
Arrested Development is allegedly coming back. Brian Singer said in an interview Brian Fuller said in an interview that they're doing 17 new episodes for Netflix.
Cool.
This is my problem.
He starts with the problem.
This is what I find negative. I loved the original Fox run of Arrested Development, and I like in my mind I have Eternal Sunshine, the Netflix thing, into a happy memory or nothing else. But I really can't remember anything from the Netflix season. It seemed like kind of a mess to me.
Yeah, the question is, are they all going to be? Is the entire cast going to be together? Because that was the problem with the first Netflix series. Is that the reason they broke it down the way they did was because everyone's gone on and moved on to do their own products.
Right.
Because that's what happens when time goes by.
Kind of broke up everyone's storyline.
Yeah, so it just was boring.
I had the exact same problem you did. Yeah. I enjoyed it because I enjoy the characters, but it wasn't like the original because everything was shot like you only saw one character per episode.
Mm-hmm. Also, no more Memento. We don't need another Memento season.
Right.
Like they were piecing everything back together to one. I don't care about puzzles.
Right.
I just want to see
Maybe
and
Joe.
John Michael
and
get together.
That's right.
Illusions, Michael. Illusions.
We thought it was over, but it was an illusion, Michael. Now we've got a fantastic Geek of the Week. These guys are good friends of mine from my hometown in Rochester, New York. This week's Geek of the Week is The Rochester Show, which is a podcast and also a live streaming show. Fancy that. Will that medium ever work out? We don't know. But these guys are great. They cover news of straightforward variety, of weird variety. Check them out at rochestershow.com, at rockpodcast.com. They're great guys. My good buddy Vinny Polino is the straw that stirs that drink, and we just wanted to feature them as our Geek of the Week. Now, we got a lot more geek news coming up after a quick break from the stream.tv.
Hey, I'm Allison Hazlett from NBC's The Voice.
Hi, I'm Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky.
This is Angelina Jolie.
Hi, I'm John Landis.
Hey, I'm Rob Zombie.
Strange little voices we throw back and forth at dinner.
I'm Tara Buck from True Blood.
Hey, this is Sam Whooper from Sci-Fi's B&Q.
I'm Taryn Southern.
I'm Elijah Wood.
I don't understand how percentages work.
Me neither.
Time to get excited, guys.
I'm Sean Becker, director of The Guild. I'm Patrick Barone.
We're the Twisted Twins.
I'm Ethan Ramirez.
Hi, I'm Jessica Choba.
You've been watching
The Stream.tv.
What's up, world? It's your boy Dave Storm. You're watching The Stream.tv.
Oh, look at that.
It is not banana. Stop it.
You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Hi, I'm Elijah Drenner, director of American Grindhouse.
Hi, I'm Ken Davidian from The Artist.
Hello, this is Pollyanna McIntosh from The Woman.
Hi, this is Tim Schlotman, co-executive producer of Dexter.
You're watching Scared Steph. I'm Jennifer Blunt.
What's up, Internet? This is Splits. This is Gamer Lobby Live.
The more animated he is, the better.
Well, let's do this.
One more yeah for that. I'm so excited.
Thank you to the stream.tv.
I want to see a good clean match.
I think the idea of Martian Manhunter in the background is just to judge you. You're watching.
And you're watching. And you're watching The Stream.tv.
You're watching.
You're watching The Stream.tv.
The Stream.tv.
You're watching The Stream.tv.
The Stream.
The stream.
The Stream.
The Stream. Stream. The Stream. The Stream. The Stream. Stream.tv.
The Stream.tv.
The Stream.tv.
I've just been notified that the producer for Arrested Development is Brian Grazer. My apologies to the Grazer family in this difficult time. Now, speaking of Brian's, we got my favorite Brian, our producer Brian Conwell, over in the chat, chatting it up with you guys. Brian, who we got in the chat right now?
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Brian.
We got always reliable Quad in there. We've got Jack Sat. We just lost Star Drew. I think he had to go to bed.
Oh.
But these guys, they heard that you and Steph were down at WonderCon.
Yes.
I was there too. And we'd love to hear a story from the field.
A story from the field. Steph,
Oh,
you got a good
wow.
story?
Oh my God, do I have a story? I don't have any stories. I had a really great time.
I've got a great story. Okay, so Brian Conwell, our producer over there, got to meet a man he feared as a little boy, Mr. Lou Ferrigno, and not only conquered that fear, but took a photograph with Lou himself and had Lou sign Brian's famous catchphrase as a 3-year-old boy that he used to say when he saw Lou Ferrigno on the TV screen, which was, turn that damn thing off. That's right. That's my favorite WonderCon memory. Brian conquering his fear. Brian, we got any more questions, or is that about it?
That was mine too. You stole mine. I had that one a few years ago.
Oh, the same fear.
Same story.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we've got Quad would like to know what show you wouldn't like to see come back this year.
What show I wouldn't like to see come back?
Yes, which you would rather have canceled, and I assume that goes into the realm of geek shows.
Sure. Well, for Quad, I'm gonna field this one again. Maybe we can all real quick speed round. I'm gonna say it's time for the Family Feud to end.
Gotham. Gotham. I'm just going to take a firm stance.
I'll
Gotham.
say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I do agree. I think Gotham. Sorry, Tommy.
I think Gotham should be on the air forever. It provides economic gainful employment for one of us here. Okay, anyway, Ivan?
No comment.
Keep them all on the air. I like that. Diplomatic. Bam. Speaking of diplomatic, the art of war is firmly entrenched in Mortal Kombat. And here to talk more about the combat that is, in fact, mortal, is our resident game expert, Erika Ishii. Erika, how you doing?
Hey.
Hello, everybody. Hey, gamer friends. So, Mortal Kombat X's launch trailer came out the other day, and whoa, if you haven't seen it and you can stomach extreme violence, then I highly recommend you go see it right after the stream because wow. Okay, the trailer is directed by the bassist from System of a Down and features the band's iconic 2001 hit, Chop Suey. I'm gonna let that sit for a second and marinate, and then I'm gonna repeat that. The trailer is directed by the bassist of System of a Down and features the band's iconic 2001 hit, Chop Suey. You know the one, the wake up, grab a brush and put a little makeup, watch you put the keys on the table, you want to do, you know. Right, thank you, I'm here all week. And so I gotta say that moody 15-year-old black nail polish wearing Erika is super excited about this. I mean, it has all the vestiges of a classic Mortal Kombat game, you know? You got your cartoon violence in all its glory, you got your tried and true cultural caricatures, and of course that trademark tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. But do you have that last one? Do you really? Because a lot of the trailer looked really serious and epic. And I'm going to be honest with you, they got away with a lot of graphic violence in the olden days because it was really hokey looking. And these days, I feel like the more realistic it is, the less charming it is. And now, I'm not saying that there's not a place for graphic violence in video games. Duh, of course there is. But I feel like specifically Mortal Kombat may have strayed away from their campy roots. I don't know. I'm going to wait and judge it when I've played it. Because who knows, maybe there's still that Easter egg where the sound designer pops up in the corner of the stream and goes, Toasty! Which I would really like to happen. And, you know, it's got to be good because, you know, it's got a trailer that's directed by the bassist of System of a Down and features the band's iconic 2001 hit Chop Suey. Oh, and incidentally, speaking of game trailers, the trailer for Deus Ex came out yesterday and, you know, for a trailer that wasn't directed by a member of a band that was popular in the early 2000s, I'd say it's pretty all right, so go and check that out too when you get a chance. I'm Erika Ishii, and you can find more of my shenanigans at Samurai Erika. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Erika. I got to be honest, if a lot of projects of mine have fallen through with the tagline of, we couldn't get the bassist of System of a Down to direct. And we've just lost all funding.
I feel like Sarah's is just hanging out on a street corner somewhere, We're just waiting to direct something.
I also, sorry.
What I was thinking about that entire story was how I've schooled Ben in Mortal Kombat like 18,000 times.
She did it twice.
Bad?
You did it twice.
Why are you so bad at Mortal Kombat,
And I was
Ben?
drunk, and that's the only excuse I'm going to give.
I like that. That's like, look, I was hammered when we played Mortal Kombat. It meant nothing to me. I also would like to get a full version of Erika singing Chop Suey up on the internet as soon as possible.
I'll crowdfund it.
So some exciting news in the tech world came out this week. I guess it falls on the tech banner. HBO is now available without cable or dish subscription. You can just pay $14.99 and get your HBO on. Now, this is the most dramatic thing I've ever written as a note on a note card for me. And I would like to know, in all honesty, is this the nail in the coffin for cable TV?
I feel like my only role so far in this is to just take your ideas and slam them back down.
Yes, please do.
Because no matter what, there will always be TV. Even if the coasts are so like digitally dependent, there's always going to be people who are going to love to have something on in the background and keep it. Now, should have HBO done this 5 years ago? Yeah.
But, okay, so right now, the price point is $14.99. It's $15, which means that every single person who has cable already, even if it's just basic, and they have HBO Go through friends or family or whatever, if they want to get HBO and they have cable, it's $15 through their cable package anyway. So they're not, you're not going to save any money by getting HBO Now unless you just don't have cable, which is crazy.
Which is happening a lot more these days. I mean, in my house, there's no cable. It's just Netflix and Hulu and HBO Go. But here's the deal: is that HBO Now does not have an app for Roku. So if you
not yet.
I think there's an app in Apple TV.
It's
but
only
there's
Apple
not,
TV.
But there's not in Roku.
So you just have to get the better thing, and then
you just need to actually catch up with the technology instead of the technology 5 years ago.
I mean, but HBO's really smart because they're releasing it now because Game of Thrones comes back on Sunday, and everyone, if you have HBO Go and you're planning on watching it, forget about it. HBO Go is going to crash like nobody's business because it
So
always does every season premiere.
Yeah.
So hard.
So if you're holding out to get HBO, you should get HBO Now and just pay those $15 a month. My only problem with this whole like a la carte thing is that if you have HBO Go, if you get HBO Now, you have Hulu, you have Netflix. If you're getting all of that, you might as well pay for cable.
Yeah.
Because it adds up. It adds
with
up.
Hulu and Netflix and all that, it does tend to roll around the $50, $60 range.
Yeah, and
right?
you're already paying for internet too.
Yeah, and you're paying for your $50 for internet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you can share all those things. I mean, I didn't say that.
I don't know if you're going to be able to share HBO Now.
You get Netflix, you share it with your friend, they get Hulu.
Well,
Who does that? That's awful.
I mean, what?
Why would you do that?
Let me solve this problem for everybody. This is what you do, okay? You go into
Guys.
Canada. You
Guys.
go into an electronics store. You find a guy in the basement. You say, I want one of those scrambler boxes that gets me every channel. You give him $75 and you never pay for anything again.
And then you watch scrambled porn from Spice.
No, you watch incredible unscrambled porn in high definition in all of its majesty. And I'm saying you see every follicle.
But it's
okay?
only, but
You
it's
feel me?
Canadian Spice channels.
Yeah.
So
They're so polite.
It's just real polite.
They're like, oh, hey, you
Thanks
mind
for
if
that
I
orgasm, eh?
Did anyone order a pizza?
How about a pizza about a Boots?
Oh, nice, authentic, authentic
About
accent.
Boot
to all
now.
the Canadians
I-
out there.
I
that
love
might
you,
be
Canada.
watching.
I love you,
Yeah.
Canada.
They can't be offended. They're Canadians.
They're not allowed. I would love to just desecrate the nation of Canada more. We're going to take a quick break with this message from the Fan Show Network and the Stream.tv.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
Yes.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
Ben, the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the Stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Welcome back to Geek 360. You know, it's that time of the show, my favorite time. It's time for our fashion find of the week. And this week, it's actually not something that's clothes. It's something you can wear on your face or your hands. I'm talking about Espionage Cosmetics. They make fandom-inspired makeup lines, and they also make these really cool nail wraps that you can get in all sorts of fandom-inspired designs. Thank you, Ivan, for helping me show.
I'm Vanna Whiting you.
So they have all different kinds of designs, and what's really cool is that they gave us quite a few of them for us to give away to viewers. So you want to know how you can get some? All you got to do is follow Espionage Makeup. That's at Espionage Makeup on Twitter, as well as at Geek360 Show. Tweet hashtag Geek360, win Geek360. So hashtag win Geek360 and both Espionage Makeup and at Geek360 Show within the next week, and we will pick a few winners by random. And you can tell us which style you want to win. And just check that out on their website. We're all wearing the dice today. Ivan and Ben and Erika and I are all wearing their got D20s and all sorts of stuff. It's super cool. So check out Espionage Cosmetics. And if you want to see more fashion finds, make sure you check out fashionablynerdy.com.
Nobody nailed me. I didn't get a single. That's my favorite part of the show because it's when we most become like QVC. It's like, order now and we'll throw in a second pair of nails. Guys, we have our guests who have been contributing
randomly
the whole
at
show.
sporadic moments.
Ivan has
interjecting.
been debunking all of my theories, which is good because I feel like what you've done now is you've saved some of our fans' job of fact-checking me on the comment section of YouTube. They'll be like, no, would you just have that Ivan guy on every week to tell Tommy why he's an idiot?
I just enjoy being the embodiment of what your fans are really looking for
I appreciate
in
that.
the experience, which is striking down Tommy with the wrath of geek culture.
And it's good. It's good. And I'm also happy to have Benjamin Dunn, Ben Dunn here, because for the longest time, people assumed we were the same person.
It's true.
And people would just be like, people would have full conversations with me where they'd be like, you know, they talk about things that clearly them and Ben had talked about, and then they'd be like, right, Ben? And I'd be like, I'm Tommy. And they're like, you're not Ben Dunn? And I was like, I wish I was.
Which is insane because Tommy can grow amazing facial hair and I cannot.
This is not amazing, but God, I'm blushing right now. I feel like this is the best first date ever.
All right. Does this mean that we can't touch? Like, if we touch, would that?
It would cause a black hole, an implosion, and I've never seen you fanboy in such a beautiful way as what you're doing right now.
Why are we doing this?
I'm really gushing right now.
This is a moment.
So let's talk about the reason for the season. You guys completed Saving Throw. But you have some bonus content, so we should still be checking out the site.
Yeah, you should definitely check out savingthrowshow.com.
Right, and for those of you who aren't playing the home game, Saving Throw is a web series that not just teaches you how to play role-playing games, but shows you why.
Yeah.
It's an instructional web series on all the glory that is role-playing.
So yeah, Ivan is our resident DM and all-around knower of things.
That means dungeon master.
Yes. And I am the resident noob who knows nothing about anything.
That means he's new to playing.
Ben is the embodiment of what it is to be the new player.
It's
so
true.
he's actually very well versed in role-playing games. He's a very awesome player, very engaged, and very creative.
Blushing.
But on the show, he is supposed to help the new players come into it. And we just finished up with Pathfinder. This was the first season.
Right, and right now we are doing, I think it's every other Friday, you can go to our twitch.tv/savingthrowshow.
Because they're doing live broadcasts of a show that they often have with some special guests. Tom Lommel's coming in every once in a while.
That's the Dungeon Bastard.
The Dungeon Bastard. And then occasionally we'd like to make it out and play games with them as well too. But it's fun because there's a lot of really good live streaming content in the role-playing community now. Because people are starting to realize, wow, this is just as entertaining as, it might not be as entertaining as, but it can be entertaining like live entertainment because someone's telling you a story.
Yes.
Especially when you get drunk. And if you're watching a live playthrough, more than likely the people are drunk.
They have been drinking or consuming. Yeah. So, and if I may be so bold, I think it hails back to our centuries-old ancestors when they used to drink and sit around the fire and tell each other stories. And this is how legends are born.
Beautiful.
At some point in the distant future, all of the great myths will be born from our role-playing games.
I bet you that our legends and myths of this evening are going to be told around a drunken fire later.
They're going to be
I'm
told
gonna have
around
to
a
roll
police
for that.
investigation. They're going to be like, at what point did Stephanie haul off and murder Tommy? When he insulted the fashion segment. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. You were excellent guests. Stephanie, as always, you were an excellent co-host. Erika, great job on games as always.
Yay.
Brian, great job on the questions. For everybody in the Geek 360 family, we thank you so much for tuning in. Please tune in next week at 9:30 for an all-new episode. But for now, go geek out somewhere. Take it easy.
And don't forget, we're around all week. You can talk to us on all the social medias.
Yeah, that was a false sign-off. Now here's the real one. See you later. For more Geek 360, click subscribe on the stream.tv.